it's time for Radio on the Air. This evening, we bring you the first program in our new Radio on the Air family comedy show series. We begin tonight's program with an episode of Vic and Sade, one of the most popular radio programs of all time. In 1943, Vic and Sade's listening audience numbered more than 7 million loyal fans across the nation. All the scripts for this series, more than 3,500 of them, were written by the inimitable, critically acclaimed radio play author Paul Reimer. Unfortunately, only a few scripts or recordings of these programs have survived over the years. But tonight, we bring you one of his very best for your listening pleasure. Sade Thinks Baseball is Just a Game, which was first heard in 1938. Then we'll bring you a 1947 episode of the hugely popular program, The Bickersons, written and created by Philip Rapp. And finally, after our intermission, stay tuned for one of the most popular episodes of Fibber McGee and Molly, The Census Enumerator, written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie, and was first aired in the spring of 1950. But first, ladies, I'll bet you all would love to have the cleanest wash in town, wouldn't you? Sure, of course you would. Well, Tide'll give it to you every time. The reason we're so positive about that is we've proved it in our laboratories. There isn't a soap sold today that we haven't tested against Tide, and that probably includes any soap you've ever used yourself. Well, the results are in, and they read like this. Tide gets clothes cleaner than any other washing product sold throughout America. Of course, many of you women have proved that right in your own washing machines. But where our results are in facts and figures, yours are in those cleaner overalls the kids romp in, the cleaner towels you stack each wash day. So put your clothes in those wonderful Tide suds, then rinse them, and hang up the cleanest wash in town. Just remember, you get the cleanest wash in town with T-I-D-E, Tide. And now, get ready to smile again. It's time for Vic and Sade, starring Ken Jones as Vic Gook and Kathy Curry as Sade Gook in Sade Thinks Baseball is Just a Game. Well, sir, it's late morning of another typical day in the small town of Cooper, Illinois. As we enter the house halfway up in the next block, we find here in the kitchen Mrs. Victor Gook and her son Rush. The latter individual has just entered from out of doors and at the moment is lightly tossing his cap underneath the sink. Listen.
All right, go pick that up.
I plan to leave again pretty soon.
Go pick it up. Call that civilized? A monstrous big high school boy throwing his hat on the floor like a pig pen? We got hooks.
Yeah, but the hooks is all the way off in the front room hall. And you hate having people tromp all over your rugs, so I should think...
Oh, you know I don't mean the front room hall hooks. Your hat can hang on the hooks in the cellarway.
Yes, and a guy's liable to miss his step and fall down the stairs. 69 fatal accidents of the nature occurred in Cleveland, Ohio during the month of...
Oh, Scoot. Argue.
It's certainly been a fine day outside.
Hasn't it, though?
Around noon, it was just plain hot.
Uh-huh. Mr. Gumpox came through the alley, and I noticed he had his coat folded up and laying beside him on the seat of the garbage wagon.
Mom, I don't see any hooks. They're all full of overalls and aprons and junk.
You'll find a place if you look. There's squillions of hooks there. Hey, what's your father and Mr. Drummond doing so much talking about?
Where are they?
Garbage box. Just born waving their arms around.
They weren't there when I came past just now.
Probably walked home together and stopped by the garbage box to finish their talk.
If they're talking about baseball, they never will finish. What are they doing?
Glaring at each other and making signs of doubling their fists all up. See out the window? Looks like they're almost yelling.
Let's raise the window and listen.
Nah.
They're talking baseball, all right. I can tell, hands tied behind me.
Why do they get so excited?
I don't know.
Person would think one had stole the other one's pocketbook or bumped into his automobile or something.
Yeah.
Baseball's just a game, ain't it?
Well, yes and no. It's kind of a business, too. Professional baseball players go down to the diamond after dinner, just like Gov goes down to the office. They got wives and children and...
Guess the argument's just about over. Here comes Gov toward the house.
He acts like Mr. Drummond got the best of him. See the little quick steps he's a-taking and the way his face is? That's the expression he gets when he comes home and you tell him you've made arrangements for you and him to go with Mr. and Mrs. Stembody to the Bijou to see Gloria Golden.
Yeah?
Let's knock on the window and give him a jolly wave of the hand.
You just want to aggravate him some more.
No.
Yeah, I do too. Land's baseball. What is there to it to get so upset about?
Oh, there's thousands of ins and outs.
Maybe for kids. But grown-up men like Gov and Mr. Drummond, what do they care?
You just don't comprehend the national pastime, Mom.
I guess I don't.
See, it's the big leagues that interest Gov and Mr. Drummond. Here you got a bunch of large cities all represented by a baseball team. New York, Chicago, Boston, Philadelphia.
Hello there, mister.
Hi, everybody. How's Trix?
All right.
I must have missed you along the alley someplace, Gov. I got home about 2 minutes before you did.
Drummond and I saw you, Ed. We didn't holler and ask you to join us because we were in no mood for crude company.
I see.
Paper come yet?
I doubt it. Boy, it very seldom shows up this early. What were you and Mr. Drummond having such a to-do about?
When?
Just now, by the garbage box.
What
We
make-
saw you through the window.
What makes you think we were having what you're pleased to call it to do?
Never saw so much arm waving in my life.
The arm waving you saw through the window will in no way unbalance the equilibrium of the world. Life will go on as before.
No, but a person watching will get the idea you fellas were about to have a fight.
That may come to pass one of these days, big boob.
Who? Mr. Drummond?
Yes, Mr. Drummond.
Are you mad at him?
I wouldn't exactly condescend to get mad at a creature so handicapped. Mr. Drummond is short the normal quota of brains. Mr. Drummond moves helplessly in a fog of stupidity. Mr. Drummond, in short, is a half-wit.
Did you tell him that?
I intimated as much and more, only I couched it in barbs with such subtlety that they went over his head like soft summer clouds.
Baseball, huh, Gov?
How's that?
You and him was discussing baseball.
One could hardly refer to it as a discussion. I'd vouchsafe a thoughtful opinion, and Drummond had come back with a splatter of meaningless words boorishly strung together.
But it was baseballs you was talking about.
Yes.
See, Mom?
I was just asking Rush, Vic, how grown-up men can work themselves into a frenzy with such stuff.
Am I worked into a frenzy?
You acted like you were worked into something out there by the garbage box just now. You and Drummond both.
And what did Mr. Rush reply when you quizzed him?
He said he didn't know.
That would be his rejoinder when quizzed on any topic, I believe.
Come on, Gov. Don't take it out on me.
No, but really, if there was a baseball 11 in this town and your brother was in it, or somebody and a fella run down your brother in his baseball 11, I could halfway see why you might let yourself be upset. But these baseball 11s in Chicago and around, what do you care?
Baseball say it is a strong American institution.
Is it?
Baseball is a wholesome vent for excess nervous energy.
Probably is. If you're fullback on the team or something. But all you and Mr. Drummond can do is talk about it. I always think of baseball as a game Rush and the kids play over Tapman's vacant lot. Can't understand why grown-up men should lose sleep because New York beats Pontiac.
You can understand why grown men would be interested in science, can't you?
Is baseball science?
Certainly.
I never knew it.
I expect not. However, baseball is a science and a mighty fascinating one.
He's right there, Mom. You take when, say, there's a man on first base and no outs, okay? The next batter's attempting a bunt. That means hit the ball easy.
Easy. Huh?
Yep, and in cold blood, right there, this batter's cutting his own throat. He wants to be put out. He's desirous of advancing the man on first to second. See?
No. This whole business is Greek to me.
I could make it clear in a few minutes' time.
Don't bother. Is that what you and Mr. Drummond were arguing about? The science of it?
Not exactly, no. We were trying to get together on a little investment, but we couldn't reach an agreement.
Money.
How do you mean money?
You're not going to put money on the baseball.
Still don't get your point.
You're not gonna send money to Chicago to hire a baseball fella to kick a home run or something, are you?
You don't know the first thing about baseball, Mom.
I know it.
Imagine sending $1 to Lou Gehrig and telling him to knock one over the fence.
Uh-huh.
Well, what was you talking about with that money?
I don't recall mentioning money.
You said you and Mr. Drummond something.
Oh, well, since him and I both are interested in the old apple, and also because we could use a little exercise now and then, it was my idea for us to go in cahoots and buy a pitcher's glove for me and a catcher's mitt for him, and we'd play catch evenings after supper out in the alley.
Oh.
See, summer's coming on, and we'll have lots of time to play before it gets dark nights.
Uh-huh. Do baseball gloves cost much?
Oh, it depends on the quality you buy. I expect we could pick up a pitcher's glove and a catcher's mitt both for less than $10.
There's baseball stuff of Russia's down in the basement by the bushel.
Kids junk. What we want is regular standard big league equipment. Won't that be kind of nice for me? Give me a chance to exercise and loosen up the old arm.
I should think you could play with Rush as well as Mr. Drummond.
Rush couldn't catch me.
Couldn't what?
Catch me. He couldn't hold on to the ball when I threw it. I've got a steamer that tears arm off if I ever let loose with it.
I never witnessed that steamer you brag about.
No, because I never endangered your life by throwing it at you. They used to say back in Dixon my steamer'd go through a half-inch solid oak board.
I'm from Missouri.
Well, what was it you and Mr. Drummond argued about?
That boob.
Didn't he want to put up his share of the money?
He wants to wear the pitcher's glove.
Huh?
He wants to wear the pitcher's glove. He wants me to do the catching. Imagine that. Drummond posing as a hurler.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
You'd better explain it to your mother.
Now, here you got Gov and Mr. Drummond.
Yes.
They decided wouldn't it be dandy to get a pitcher's glove and a catcher's mitt and play catch in the alley evenings.
I caught on that much.
But here's the rub. Both of them want to pitch.
Throw the ball.
Yup.
Well, lambs, when you play catch, you throw the ball back and forth, don't you?
Sure, only the guy that's wearing the pitcher's glove gets to whirl around fancy and wind up and let loose with all he's got. While the guy with the catcher's glove, well, only has the privilege of catching the ball and tossing it back.
The point is, kiddo, that Drummond has neither the mentality or the physique to work on the mound. He hasn't got the arm, and he hasn't got the brain.
I don't get it.
May I put it in a nutshell for you, Mom?
Yeah.
It's simply this. Gov and Mr. Drummond each want to wear the pitcher's glove. Neither one will even think of wearing the catcher's mitt.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to buy both things, can't you take turns wearing the pitcher's glove and the catcher's mitt?
No.
You mean to tell me that two great big grown-up men with offices and families can jump at each other's throat over a thing like that? Who gets to be the pitcher?
Sure.
Is that baseball, Rush?
Uh-huh.
Is that science?
This concludes our brief interlude at the small house halfway up in the next block, visiting with Vic and Sade. You know, if you hate to wash dishes, then you're going to love Tide.
Well, I certainly hate to wash dishes. Why am I going to love Tide?
Because Tide does dishes easier and faster and pleasanter.
Well, what about the greasy dishwater that dishwashing makes? I really hate that.
Then you are going to love Tide. Because when Tide is in your dishpan, greasy dishwater is out. For Tide cuts grease amazingly. Seems to make it disappear. That sudsy water stays so fresh and pleasant, your hands will love it.
Well, that's fine, but dishwashing takes time. I hate that part, too.
Then I repeat, you're going to love Tide. Because Tide does dishes quick as 1, 2, 3. First, you wash your dishes in those billowy Tide suds. Next, you rinse them. Then, you just let them drain dry. No wiping needed. You see, unlike soap, Tide leaves no dulling soap film, so dishes and glasses sparkle without wiping. Yes, Tide makes dishwashing easier and quicker and pleasanter. You're going to love Tide.
And now, this is your host, Charlie Wise, saying that it's time for a brief visit to the Bickersons. Tonight, we bring you Jonathan Hibbs and Sandy Spellman as John and Blanche Bickerson in The Honeymoon is Over. The Bickersons have retired. Mrs. Bickerson lies tense and awake in the darkness as poor husband John, victim of a rare type of insomnia which keeps the patient in a complete drowsy lethargy for 8 hours at a time, offers valid proof of his agonizing affliction.
This has been going on since 9 o'clock. Oh, please, not that again. John! Quit it!
Quit it, Blanche.
John!
Uh-huh.
There must be something that'll put a stop to that hideous snoring. Why do you do it?
Do what, Blanche?
Snore.
Huh?
Snore. John, I'm going out of my mind. For years you've been telling people you've got insomnia. You not only sleep like a log, you sound like you're sawing it.
Very funny.
It isn't funny, it's tragic. There's the clock again. 2 o'clock. I've counted those chimes, John, 45 times since we went to bed, and I still haven't slept.
Well, how do you expect to sleep if you're going to lie there counting chimes? Let's throw the darn clock out. It's keeping me awake, too.
You wouldn't wake up if we had Big Ben in the room.
Big Ben who?
The house could fall down and you'd never know it.
Oh, that's not true, Blanche. You know I'm a very light sleeper.
Light sleeper. About an hour ago, we had the worst thunderstorm I've ever heard, and you never even budged.
Well, why didn't you wake me? You know I can't sleep when it's thundering.
I'm a nervous wreck. I've got crow's feet around my eyes, my forehead's all wrinkled, and my chin is sagging. I'm beginning to look like an old hag. It's true, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that.
Why not, John?
I'd be awake for the rest of the night.
You do think it's true, though, don't you?
What's true?
I'm beginning to look like an old hag.
You're not beginning to look like an old hag.
Why do you emphasize beginning?
All right. You're not beginning to look like an old hag.
That sounds even worse.
Well, how do you want me to say it?
Say I look beautiful.
Okay. I look beautiful. Good night.
Oh, I don't know how a man could be so cruel. Is it any wonder I'm getting old before my time?
What time is it?
It's after 2 o'clock. Didn't you just hear that chime? And I haven't slept a wink.
Well, go to sleep.
You can't stand the sight of me, can you, John?
I can stand it fine.
Before we were married, you used to say such beautiful, poetic things. You don't anymore.
Oh, well, Blanche, how do you expect me to feel poetic at 2 o'clock in the morning?
You used to feel that way at 3 o'clock before we were married. Say something poetic.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great...
Oh, stop it. You're just trying to irritate me now.
Well, what do you want me to say?
You know what I want you to say.
Okay, Blanche. When I look into your eyes, time stands still. Are you satisfied?
No.
Well, why not?
That might also mean I have a face that would stop a clock.
Well, if the shoe fits, wear it. I want to get some sleep.
You're not going to make me believe I'm hideous and ugly, John Bickerson.
Huh?
It isn't so long ago I won a beauty contest in my hometown.
Long enough.
I never hear you tell any of your friends about it.
Oh, Blanche, a man can't go around telling his friends that his wife was Miss Clam Harbor Lighthouse of 1931.
You make it sound as though I was the only girl in the contest. What about my sister, Clara?
What about her? Plenty. You won it, didn't you?
I'd like to hear you talk that way about Gloria Gooseby.
Oh, now don't start with Gloria Gooseby.
The way you drool every time you look at her, you'd think she was Miss America.
I don't drool when I see anybody. I hate Gloria Gooseby.
Then why do you keep inviting her here to dinner?
I didn't invite her. You did.
Don't change the subject. If it weren't for the fact that her husband Leo is such a nice person, I wouldn't have either of them in the house. And the dinner was awful.
Well, you cooked it, Blanche.
Yes, the thought of that horrible Gloria Gooseby coming to dinner got me all confused and I ruined everything. The minute I turned my back, the roast caught on fire and I had to throw soup on it to put it out.
You should have thrown that pie on it, too.
There was nothing wrong with the pie.
I hate lemon meringue, and you know it.
It wasn't lemon meringue, it was apple pie.
Well, what was that yellow stuff on top?
The crust got burned. I had to put some unguentine on it.
Thank heaven I didn't eat any.
No, but your girlfriend stuffed herself with 4 pieces, the glutton.
She is not my girlfriend, and quit talking about her so I can get some sleep.
You wouldn't look at her twice if she didn't wear those brazen dresses.
I would too. I mean, I don't care. I don't care what she wears.
It's a shame Leo is such a little mouse. Believe me, if I were Gloria Gooseby's husband, I'd show her a thing or two.
Ugh.
Somebody ought to turn her over and give her a good spanking.
Uh-huh.
I know what you're thinking, John Bickerson.
I'm not thinking anything. Why don't you let me sleep, Blanche?
I'm not going to stand for it much longer, John. You keep putting on that innocent attitude, but you don't fool me. I wouldn't feel so bad, except I'm so sick I could die.
What's the matter now?
I'm sick. I get fainting spells all the time, and the doctor doesn't know what it is. I know I'll never recover.
Oh, don't be silly. You'll recover. You've got a healthy constitution.
I have not.
You have too. You had pneumonia, and you got well. You had the flu, you got well. You had the mumps, you got well. You've had 60 diseases, and you always got well. I never saw such a healthy woman in all my life.
Well, what about these fainting spells?
You'll recover from those too. But if you ever get lockjaw, you'll bust. Why don't you faint now so I can go to sleep?
Of all the unsympathetic, unfeeling wretches, if you ever lost me, it wouldn't mean a thing to you.
Oh, wouldn't it though?
Well, you don't have to sound so eager.
I'm not eager. I'm just sleepy.
It's a good thing we don't have any children. I can just imagine what kind of life a poor little child would have in this house. To have a father who constantly rants and raves, selfish and thoughtless, a man who can't bear the sight of his own child.
What are you talking about?
Me, sick in bed, and the poor little infant crying in his crib, crying his heart out for a little attention.
Blanche!
Why don't you feed the baby, John? John, why do you hate children so much?
Because I can't bear them.
I know, but why do you hate them?
Blanche, all you want to do is keep me awake, isn't that right?
You would have been asleep long ago if you hadn't kept me awake with your snoring.
Well, can I help it if I snore?
Yes, you can. Dr. Marvin tells me there's something wrong with your nasal passages. He says you have a deviated septum. Why don't you let him fix it?
Okay, I'll have it fixed next week.
Oh, you say it, but you won't do it. Let him fix it now.
What?
Go on. Get up and let the doctor pull out your septum.
Blanche. Blanche, are you out of your mind? Do you think I'm going to let that broken down doctor hammer on my nose at 3 o'clock in the morning?
He doesn't hammer on your nose. He chisels.
You can say that again. I've seen his bill.
Well, you're going to have to do something. As it is, neither of us is getting any sleep.
Why don't you have him sew up your ears?
I wouldn't argue at all if you'd just be a little nice for a minute.
You've been up to something again, Blanche. What is it?
I haven't been up to anything. I just want to hear you tell me you love me, that's all.
Well, you know I do.
You never say it.
Oh, I say it all the time.
Say it now.
I love you.
How much do you love me?
How much do you need?
$50.
Oh, now wait a minute, Blanche.
You promised me, John.
I know, but I can't give you anything extra this month.
That's what you said last month.
Well, I kept my word, didn't I? Now, what do you want $50 for?
The rent.
Oh, the rent is in the cookie jar.
No, it isn't.
It is too. I looked there yesterday.
You didn't look today.
What? Now, Blanche, don't tell me you spent that money on something foolish.
Oh, no. I gave it to a bookbinder.
A bookbinder? What do we need with a bookbinder? Our book is in fine condition.
Not that kind of bookbinder. This man goes to the racetrack. He's a trout.
A trout? The racetrack?
He said he was a brookie.
Blanche! Blanche, did you bet that money with a bookmaker? Put the lights on.
Now, don't get excited, John. He brought back the ticket here.
Oh, great. A $50 win ticket. How could you take my hard-earned money and gamble it away on a horse? I work my fingers to the bone, and you squander every penny I make. You never see me betting horses. I've never been to a racetrack in my life. What's the name of the horse?
Valdino Ridge.
The bum. A worn-out goat that hasn't won a race since Del Mar. Oh, Blanche, why did you do it? Did he win?
No, he ran second.
Oh, $50 tossed away.
Why are you tearing up the ticket, John?
Because it's no good. I ought to make you eat the pieces. This is the worst thing you've ever done in your life, Blanche. At least you could have played him to place.
Well, don't throw the pieces away, John. What makes you so sure it's no good?
Well, you played the horse to win, didn't you?
Yes.
And he ran second, didn't he?
Yes.
Well, then the ticket's worthless. Here, watch your $50 go out the window. There. I knew you had something on your mind.
I'm sorry, John.
Ah, what's the difference? Who won the race, do you know?
Yes, I heard it on the radio.
Well, who won it?
Disqualified.
Disqualified?
Yes, the announcer said the winner of the race was disqualified.
Oh. Oh, I wish I was dead.
Good night, John.
And this brings to a conclusion our brief visit with John and Blanche Bickerson. Stay tuned for our Radio on the Air presentation of Fibber McGee and Molly after this brief intermission.